I'd like to go over the ruling of the Assembly of Muslim Jurists of America regarding student loans. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but I'm going to leave out some parts and summarize other parts. Firstly, student loans. The default is the forbidding of interest-based loans, regardless of whether these loans are for students or otherwise, due to it falling under the interest that scholars, past and present, have unanimously agreed on its impermissibility. It is incumbent that all efforts are spent in finding permissible alternatives before leaping to the justification of urgency or need. In the world of Western universities, academic scholarships are granted for the outstanding students and unable to afford, alongside work-study opportunities that allow for combining between study and earning, by which one can avoid falling into these loans. Also, there may be subsidized loans that the nation pays its interest if the student is able to repay all he owes within 6 months of graduation. In addition, there are grants provided by some companies and institutions in exchange for employment contracts with it after graduation. It is incumbent that one spends his efforts trying to find these. If all these are inexistent, and the interest-based loans are the only way to facilitate the beginning or continuation of a university education, or the only way to secure a Muslim community's need for what cannot be done without that profession or expertise, then this is considered an urgent necessity that removes the sin, even though the ruling of impermissibility remains. This is upon the condition that the one forced to do this isn't an aggressor nor a transgressor, and that this is by giving the urgent need its proper estimate and continuing to search for permissible alternative and breaking free of the interest-based loans when one is first able to do so, in order to minimize the interest amount paid as much as possible. We emphasize the need, last paragraph, we emphasize the need to return to the people of fatwa, those who are qualified in passing juristic opinions in Islamic law, to estimate these needs and urgencies. It is not correct for just anyone to assume responsibility to do this for himself or to measure the needs of others. So in a nutshell, what they're trying to say is that before you resort to interest-based loans, there are plenty of alternatives that you should research and take advantage of. If all those fail, then it may be okay to get a loan, but at the same time, you need to always be on the lookout for alternatives. And then after you're done with school, get rid of them as fast as possible. My argument is that as a community, we are not doing all we can to exhaust all of our alternatives before we resort to interest-based loans. This series will give detailed instructions on how to avoid these, and which is really the best choice whether you are okay with taking interest-bearing loans or not. It will take some work from you, but in the end, it will be worth it. Some may think this is impossible, but there are countless stories of those who have done this, and where there is a will, there is a way. And as was mentioned in the fatwa, whether you're in America or otherwise, always please consult your local imams and people of knowledge for details pertaining to this issue in your locality. Brother Q signing off. Assalamu alaikum.